Monday, March 25th, 2024. And The View today, Whoopi made all the women on the panel do a mea culpa for their speculation around what was going on with Kate Middleton after Kate released a video statement at the end of last week saying that after her abdominal surgery, it was discovered that, that there was cancer was found after the surgery, which means whatever cancer there was removed, and she's undergoing some preventative chemotherapy and sort of treatment after the fact. So um, it's not even like they found it early; they found it after they took it out of her. So not that that's not that that's not awful, and that she's got, we don't know what kind and what extent and all that kind of stuff. So again, that's, deal with your own health issue. I don't really need to know any of that. Um, and the women went around the table, apologizing, and I think Sunny's words were deeply remorseful, um, but and then blamed, of course, her co-hosts for dragging her down that rabbit hole. I don't feel bad because it was never about Kate, and being and unlike Sarah Haynes, I never was like, I need to know what's wrong with you. I need you on video. I need. To me, the whole problem with the whole issue and why it became an issue, a sort of a scandal, is because the palace fucked it up. They kept releasing things that were too easy for the media and the public to be like, "Hey, this is fucked. What are you trying to hide?" If they had not released the doctored photo and not released that that clearly arranged TMZ video, um, that was grainy and you couldn't really tell whether it was her or not. I'm still confident that was not her. Um, the problem is with how the palace handled it. And then they blamed her for the bad photo. Um, sort of throwing poor little Kate under the bus. And all they had to do, if they had not done any of that stuff, and if they had just issued earlier and sort of along the way, Princess Kate continues to recover. She appreciates all of the, you know, all the public's love and support, and the family's privacy, while until she can return to royal duties. It could have been one simple fucking sentence, just to say she's still recovering, everything's good, go about your business, and it would have caused a lot less speculation. So I don't feel bad about speculating about that. Um, and whether or not they were, the plastic surgery on her new body double was healing. I don't. um, and as soon as someone says the word cancer, everyone was like, "Oh, well." I don't want to minimize it, but there's a lot of cancers that are recoverable from. And she seems to be confident she's going to make a full recovery, and so are her doctors, from what her statement said. Um, and think of the children. Her children are going to school. Well, uh, when I was a kid and I went to I was in a small town, and one of our classmates' fathers was in a bit of a scandal, and it was on the local news. We lived in a tiny little town, so the news came from a bigger town an hour away. And if there was something on the news about our little town, it was a big freaking deal because we were in the middle of nowhere. Um, and I remember our teacher sent our classmate out could you go to the office and get blah 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 for me? And while she was out, she said to everybody in the class, "Hey, listen, I don't know if you have seen anything on the news, but just please don't, you know, please don't talk to Carol about her father." Sorry, I shouldn't have said her name. But like there are, it's they're not, kids aren't going to public school. I'm sure that they are accustomed to dealing with privacy issues around the royal family. Um, so and if those little kids are getting online, then something's wrong with the parenting. But I don't know. I don't feel bad. I wish her well. I hope her recovery is quick, and all that stuff. I don't mean her any ill will, but I don't think the palace causing all of that speculation requires a giant, come to Jesus mea culpa moment that all could have been avoided if they had handled it better. So I still blame Camilla. This never would have happened under Liz's watch. Um, yeah, and then the View talked about Ronna um, McDaniel getting a job at NBC, which is fascinating. And I think they covered it all. Like, they hit all the points about why this is inappropriate, um, even including that their on-air talent, including Morning Joe and Mika, saying this was a terrible idea. I don't understand how Joe and Mika um, got together on their program and they get to keep their show, but those two ABC hosts who got together, I know they were married to other people, but whose business is that? Um, but the other two hosts of that ABC, 1/3 hour or whatever that hell it was, and now I can't. TJ Holmes and the woman who was married to the hot guy from Melrose Place. Those two. I don't know why they had to lose their jobs just because they were having an affair. But anyway, uh, a lot of on-air talent. I think MSNBC's president said she will not be appearing on any of our programs, and she was an active part of the sort of the cause of the insurrection. When you're participating on a phone call with the Michigan electors and saying don't certify results for the biggest Black community in the state, that's not doing your job as the RNC spokesperson. So or RNC, I don't know, president, whatever what is she leading the committee? I don't know, whatever. Oh, excuse me. Um, but she's out because Trump hated her, and Trump's the nominee. And they want the money. She got replaced by the co-chair is Trump's daughter of the RNC, and they've already said they're going to use the funds in the RNC to pay Trump's legal bills. So he just wanted a funnel of cash, um, and and I probably wasn't going to agree to that, or maybe I just didn't want to be a part of it, whatever. And she quit. Um, and you can't do the apology after the fact when you were that far in it. It's just, and you don't need a major news channel, a major network channel, um, you know, basically giving here's your free apology to our platform and an opportunity to still discuss the lies that Trump told and is continuing to tell. So it's a shitty move all around. And I don't usually watch those Sunday morning programs, but I did make a point of turning on This Week with George Stephanopoulos, just to like, well, we're not going to watch that other show. Meet the Press. That's the one she was on yesterday. So anyway, big bungle by NBC, and Amy Alyssa Fairfather Griffin rattles off all these people that could be talking, and it's like, I don't really want you on TV talking any either. Like this whole sort of funnel that you go from this terrible fucking administration and this awful entity, because it's now just becoming the entire of the GOP, going from there to I'm now a news correspondent pundit, and I'm going to get paid for giving my opinion about what's going on the Hill, even though I'm not there anymore. After having participated in like some of the worst, corrupt, inept behavior, I don't know why anybody's getting that sort of apology to her. And it's interesting to me that there wasn't a lot of self-awareness for Amy Alyssa Fairfather Griffin to say that she's appreciative of the fact that she's had an opportunity to be able to, help make up for what she participated in. But still, it's like, you know, there's a level of forgiveness and say, okay, you've figured it out. You've come back to the to reality and sanity, um, and get forgiveness for that. And then there's also a level of, you know what, you did some really shady shit, and I don't want to be associated with you. I don't necessarily think that's true for Amy Lissa Fairchild Griffin, but it sure is for Ronna Romney McDaniel. Um, anyway, or McDaniels, whatever the fuck her name is. Um, I just kind of want all of those people off my TV.